Hi everyone, welcome to my investigative report for SLIS 703 on the Virtual Librarian, Virtual Reference Services. We will go through several key points regarding virtual reference, including what exactly virtual reference is, how to execute this service at your library, the pros and cons of virtual references, and trends around this popular service. Let's get started. Virtual reference is a service that is done electronically for which patrons use technology and communicate their needs with public service staff. This allows for library service to extend outside of the building and provide users with flexibility, convenience, and to a degree, anonymity. We'll talk about this more in a few minutes. Ways in which virtual reference happen can be through online chat, video conferencing such as Skype, voice over IP, co-browsing, email, and text. Ways for users to connect. Virtual reference provides multiple ways for users to connect, and there are options for all different tech abilities. Users who have basic skills such as email can access virtual reference services, as well as those more tech inclined who prefer interactions such as video conferencing or co-browsing. Services include online chat through email or text messaging, video conferencing through services such as Skype. This is particularly helpful for rural libraries that maybe cannot afford a full-time librarian. If a user comes in seeking advanced reference services that the library associate could not answer, they could then video conference to one of their larger branches who does have a virtual reference librarian on call. This also includes voice over IP, that is basically like using the phone over the internet just for voice calls, and co-browsing. This allows the librarian to log into the user's computer and mirror their screen. This is particularly helpful when users are having issues navigating databases. The librarian is able to see step by step how the user is accessing their information and make corrections or point them in another direction. Steps to take to prepare your library for virtual reference services include creating a strategy with your librarian team on how to integrate the virtual reference within existing hours, staff constraints, and the various service points you have in your building. You'll also want to ensure that stakeholders, this includes directors, IT team, department managers, etc., are in the planning stages from the very beginning. Having system-wide buy-in will make or break your virtual reference services. The next step will be researching startup costs for different software providers, training, and staff support after launch. Researching the best fit for your system, there are hundreds of different software out there now for virtual reference. The RUSA website provides great resources to help librarians find the right fit for them. After you've chosen the best software for your system, and before launch, you will want to test software with administrative team and public service staff so they can have a better understanding and knowledge of how the services will work from the staff side. Before launch, you'll want to perform user experience tests with a random set of library patrons. This will provide staff with a better understanding of how this will look going live to the public. Prepare proper marketing and PR tools to let the public know of this new service. Then you can launch your virtual reference service. While there are many benefits of virtual reference, there are also a few downsides to consider when implementing this service at your library. Let's take a look at the pros and cons of virtual reference. The pros and cons of virtual reference include flexibility. Virtual reference offers users the experience of accessing library services from literally all over the world, from the comfort of their own home in South Carolina or a crowded coffee shop in Paris, France, which I actually did before when I had trouble downloading my ebook while on vacation. Thank you, online chat. It also offers the convenience of not having to drive to your library location, find parking, then find the right reference librarian for your particular question, as well as having access at your fingertips. Most virtual services will end with the librarian emailing or sending the service the user was looking for directly to them at that moment. Most virtual reference interactions are from users who are already on the site, either searching the catalog or a database, but need additional help finding their resources. So why not get them while they're already there on the website with online chat options? It also offers anonymity. Sometimes users will have sensitive reference questions they may not feel comfortable asking a librarian face-to-face. If someone is searching for reference material on STDs, they may not want to discuss this with the librarian in person, but through virtual reference services, this customer will still get reliable resources for what they need while protecting their identity. It also offers user experience. By providing multiple ways for users of different abilities to access library resources, we are providing a better user experience all around to ensure universal access and equitable opportunities for information access to all. The cons of virtual reference include the additional staff time to be exclusively online. Virtual reference does require one or more staff members to devote the time to be exclusively online and ready to answer any question that comes their way. The cost of technology services is also something else to consider. Some of these services to provide virtual reference can be very expensive. Libraries that have little to no budget would have a hard time funding the costs that range from a few $100s up to several $1,000s for annual fees. The upkeep and maintenance of services. These services have to have a home on your web page, as well as someone to ensure the software is running properly and does routine maintenance. Oftentimes, the more complex behind-the-scenes tech upkeep will fall to the company you have the leasing agreement with, but staff will also need to maintain these resources. Two current trends in virtual reference services include libraries having the option for a la carte virtual services. This allows libraries to select special features that fit their particular library, whether they are in academic libraries, public, or school libraries. Companies such as SpringShare that offer LibAnswers have various features and add-ons that libraries can purchase for additional costs. This customization makes it easier than ever for libraries to create their virtual references tailored to the communities they serve. Shared training tools for librarians performing virtual services is another hot topic in virtual references. Librarians have tested the idea of having shared training tools for those that do virtual reference. This tool would provide opportunities for librarians to share tips, tricks, and basic workflow of their interactions. An example of a shared learning tool would be having a shared document with frequently asked questions of their reference services for other staff members to access during their shift on virtual reference. If you're interested in checking out more resources regarding virtual reference services, here is a list of resources I used to create this presentation. Thanks for checking out my presentation on the Virtual Librarian. Please contact me if you have any questions.